The power of now. Live in the present and transform your life. Have you ever wondered why we experience the most stress and suffering in life? Is it because of memories of the past? Or is it the anxiety about the future? Or is the real reason something else entirely? Hello, friends. Welcome to TED Inspire, where we bring you the essence of the best books that can change your perspective and give a new direction to your life. Today, we are going to talk about a book that has transformed the lives of millions. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. In this book, Eckhart Tolle teaches us that true peace and real happiness can only be found when we learn to live in the present moment. If we free ourselves from the burden of the past and the worries of the future, we can begin a new life, one that is peaceful, joyful, and fulfilling. So, if you want to live a stress-free, happy, and successful life, make sure to watch this video till the end. Because today, we will deeply explore the essence of this amazing book and the profound lessons it offers. So, without wasting any time, let's begin. Chapter 1: Freeing Yourself from Your Mind. In the first chapter of The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle explains that our mind can be our greatest friend or our worst enemy. This chapter focuses on how we can free ourselves from the control of our thoughts and learn to live in the present moment. Your mind, friend or foe? Tolle explains that our mind is constantly wandering between the past and the future. We either get stuck in regrets and mistakes from the past, or we drown in anxieties and worries about the future. Because of this endless mental chatter, our inner peace is destroyed, and we start living in a state of constant stress without even realizing it. Are you a slave to your thoughts? Most people don't even realize that they have become slaves to their own thoughts. Our mind keeps us trapped in negativity and disconnects us from our true self. Imagine sitting in silence, yet your mind is racing with thoughts like, what happened at work yesterday? Did I do the right thing? What will happen in the future? These thoughts never stop. Tolle says that until we learn to observe our thoughts, they will continue to control us. How to stay in the present moment? The most important message of this chapter is that you must learn to detach from your thoughts and live in the present moment. Whenever a negative thought arises, observe it but don't get attached to it. Understand that it is just a thought, not your reality. A simple technique. Whenever a thought comes to mind, ask yourself, is this thought necessary at this moment? If not, let it go and focus on the present moment. Take a deep breath. Feel the sensations in your body. Your mind is a powerful tool. If you learn to control it, it will help you. But if you become its slave, it will take control over you. Observe your thoughts, but don't believe them. Whenever a negative thought arises, don't react immediately. Instead, just observe it. Understand your thoughts, but don't believe everything your mind tells you. Take a deep breath and bring yourself back to the present moment. Key takeaway from Chapter 1. You are separate from your thoughts. Your mind is just a tool. If you use it wisely, it will help you. But if you become its slave, it will control you. A thought-provoking question for you. If your mind is your biggest problem, have you ever tried to control it? Can you really stop your thoughts? To find out the answer, listen to the next chapter of the audiobook. Chapter 2: Rising Above Your Thoughts. In the first chapter, Eckhart Tolle explained how our mind controls us and keeps us away from the present moment. In this chapter, he teaches us how to rise above our thoughts, attain higher consciousness, and experience true peace. You are not your thoughts. Most of us believe that our mind and thoughts define who we are, but this is not true. For example, if a thought comes to your mind like, I am weak or I can never be successful. Does that mean you are truly weak? No. It's just a thought, and thoughts always change. Tolle helps us understand that within us, there is an observer who can watch these thoughts. This observer is our true consciousness, and once we recognize it, we can rise above our thoughts. Mental noise and its impact. Our mind never stops talking, creating constant mental noise. This noise keeps us from being at peace and traps us in stress, anxiety, and suffering. How to stop the mental chatter? Trying to silence the mind forcefully makes it even more active. Instead, we should learn to observe our thoughts from a distance, like an outsider. For example, whenever a negative thought arises, instead of reacting to it, just observe it. Feel that you are not the thought itself, it is just passing through you. With practice, your mind will gradually become quieter. Awareness is true power. When we learn to observe our thoughts without getting entangled in them, our inner power starts growing. How to increase awareness? 1. Focus on the present. Whatever you do, be fully present, whether eating, walking, or talking. 2. Take deep breaths. This enhances awareness and brings you back to the present moment. 3. Watch your mind like an observer. See your thoughts come and go, but don't identify with them. Learn to live in the state of being. We are always busy thinking, planning, or chasing something. But true happiness comes when we learn to simply be. When you are completely calm and balanced, you enter the state of being. How to practice this? Sit quietly for a few minutes every day. Don't try to empty your mind, just watch your thoughts come and go. Focus on your breath and body sensations. The most important lesson of this chapter. You are not your thoughts. There is a deeper consciousness within you, far more powerful than your mind. If you learn to recognize your thoughts and detach from them, you will experience true peace and inner strength. A thought-provoking question for you. If you can observe your thoughts, then ask yourself, who is the one watching? To find the answer, listen to the next chapter. Chapter 3, Experiencing the Power of Now. In the first 2 chapters, Eckhart Tolle explained how our mind keeps us trapped in regrets about the past and worries about the future. He also taught us that we are not our thoughts, we must recognize our true consciousness. Now, in the 3rd chapter, Tolle teaches us how to fully enter the present moment and experience the power of now. Why is living in the present so important? Your life is happening only in the now. But most people do not live in the present. They are either lost in past regrets or consumed by worries about the future. Past, I wish I had done that. Future, what will happen next? What if something goes wrong? Tolle explains that the past is just a collection of memories, and the future is nothing but an illusion. The only true reality exists in this very moment. Why does the mind always avoid the now? Tolle reveals that our mind constantly tries to pull us away from the present moment. 2 main reasons for this. Keycap 1 Habit of the mind. Our brain functions like a thinking machine, it cannot stay focused on one thing for too long and always wanders. Keycap 2 Fear of the ego. When you are fully present, your ego starts to weaken. The ego fears that if you master living in the now, it will lose its existence. That is why your mind keeps you entangled in worries, fears, and constant thoughts. How to stop the mind from distracting you? If your mind wants to avoid the present moment, how can you bring yourself back to it? Here are 3 powerful techniques to start living in the now. Keycap 1 Recognize your thoughts and detach from them. Whenever a thought arises, ask yourself, is this thought necessary for this moment? If the answer is no, then just observe it and let it go. Don't fight your thoughts, simply watch them as an observer. Keycap 2 Feel your body. Focusing on your body and breath keeps you grounded in the present. Take deep breaths and feel the air flowing in and out. Notice the sensations in your hands, feet, and heartbeat. The more you connect with your body, the more you stay in the present. Keycap 3 Fully experience your surroundings. Whatever you are doing, immerse yourself completely. If you are eating, savor the taste of the food. If you are walking, feel the ground beneath your feet. If you are listening to someone, be fully present without thinking about how to respond. When you are fully in the now, stress, fear, and worry disappear. How to experience the power of now? Tolle gives an interesting example. Imagine you are standing on a mountain peak. Cool air touches your face. The sun is setting slowly. In that moment, your mind becomes completely silent. There is no worry, no fear, just complete peace. Tolle says you don't need to climb a mountain to feel this. You can experience the power of now anywhere. A 5-minute simple practice, your first step toward the now. If you truly want to experience the power of now, try this small experiment. 1. Close your eyes and take deep breaths. 2. For 1 minute, feel your body and breath. 3. Let any thought that arises come and go without holding on to it. 4. Focus entirely on this moment. As you do this, you will notice that your mind becomes completely still. This is your first experience of the now. Key message of Chapter 3. All stress, anxiety, and suffering exist because we live in the past or the future. If we fully step into the now, we can experience true peace and happiness. To live in the now. Observe your thoughts but don't get attached to them. Focus on your body and breath. Fully experience whatever you are doing. A thought-provoking question for you. If you are always lost in the past or future, have you ever truly felt what it means to be alive? To find the answer, listen to the next chapter. Chapter 4, The Mind's Tricks and the Power of Now. In the third chapter, Eckhart Tolle taught us that all suffering, stress, and anxiety exist because we do not live in the present. He also explained how we can enter the now and experience deep peace. Now, in the fourth chapter, Tolle goes deeper into why our mind constantly pulls us away from the present moment and what tricks it uses to do so. Why doesn't the mind want you to stay in the present? Have you ever noticed that even when you are doing nothing, your mind keeps thinking nonstop? Tolle explains that the mind always wants to stay busy because it is afraid of stillness and silence. When you are truly silent, you begin to experience your real consciousness, and this is where the mind starts to panic. To prevent you from living in the present, your mind uses two main strategies. Keycap 1. The trap of the past. Your mind constantly pulls you into past memories and regrets. I wish I had done that. If I hadn't made that mistake, my life would be better. Your mind forces you to think about things that cannot be changed. Keycap 2. The anxiety of the future. Your mind always keeps you in a state of uncertainty and fear. What if this task doesn't go well? What will my life be like in the future? In this way, your mind never allows you to stay in the now. But why? Because if you start fully living in the present, your mind and ego will lose their power. The ego is the real problem. Tolle explains that the ego is the true reason why we cannot stay in the present. The ego creates its identity based on stories from the past and imagined futures. It constantly reminds you of what went wrong in your life or what might go wrong in the future. If you fully live in the now, the ego starts to weaken. That is why it forces you to keep thinking non-stop. How to recognize that your ego is controlling you? Do you see yourself as better or worse than others? Are you too attached to your past identity? Do you always feel the need to prove your thoughts as right? If the answer to these questions is yes, then your ego is controlling you. How to silence the mind and enter the now? If our mind constantly pulls us toward the past and future, how can we make it quiet? Here are 3 powerful techniques to do so. Keycap 1. Learn to watch your mind. Whenever a thought arises, just observe it, but do not get involved in it. Tell yourself, this is just a thought, it is not my reality. Slowly, you will start understanding the difference between your mind and your true self. Keycap 2. Practice returning to the now. Whenever your mind wanders, bring your attention back to your body and breath. Focus on your breathing. Feel your feet touching the ground. Observe your surroundings, the greenery of trees, the coolness of the air. The more you connect with your body and surroundings, the more you stay in the present. Keycap 3. Stop complaining. Have you ever noticed that most people complain throughout the day? Today is such a bad day. I don't like this job. Tolle suggests. Whenever you feel like complaining, pause and ask yourself, is this really necessary? Instead of complaining, accept the situation as it is and move forward. If you practice these 3 habits daily, your mind will gradually become calmer, and you will start experiencing the power of the present moment. A simple 1-minute but powerful practice. If you truly want to experience the power of now, try this simple experiment. Keycap 1. For just 1 minute, do not think about anything. Keycap 2. Look around and take a deep breath. Keycap 3. Feel your body, listen to your heartbeat. Keycap 4. If a thought comes, let it go and return to the now. If you do this small practice daily, you will notice that your mind is becoming quieter, and your stress is reducing. Benefits of living in the now. Reduces stress and anxiety. Increases focus and concentration. Brings happiness even in small moments. Improves emotional control. Tolle says, the person who truly learns to live in the now experiences real peace and joy. The most important message of this chapter. Your mind tries to keep you trapped in the past and future. But if you recognize its tricks and learn to stay in the now, you will experience true happiness and peace. To stay in the now. Observe your mind's tricks. Detach yourself from the ego. Watch your thoughts without reacting to them. Focus on your body and breath. A thought-provoking question for you. If you only had this present moment, with no past and no future, could you still be happy? To find out, listen to the next chapter. Chapter 5, The Power of Acceptance. In the 4th chapter, we learned that our mind constantly keeps us trapped in the past and future, preventing us from recognizing the power of the present moment. Now, in the 5th chapter, Eckhart Tolle teaches us that if we truly desire inner peace, we must accept every situation fully, without complaint, resistance, or dissatisfaction. Tolle says, most of our mental and emotional suffering comes from resisting life's circumstances. What is resistance, and why does it make us suffer? Whenever we reject a situation by saying, this shouldn't have happened, we are resisting it. When we fight against a situation, try to change it forcefully, or fail to accept it, we experience suffering. For example, getting stuck in traffic. If you are stuck in traffic and start feeling frustrated, will the traffic clear up faster? No. Result? You will feel anxious and angry, but nothing will change. Someone's bad behavior. If someone treats you badly and you keep feeling angry about it for hours or days, will that person change? No. Result? Your own mental and emotional stress will increase. In reality, our resistance doesn't change the situation, but it does make us more miserable. The art of acceptance, the key to mental peace. Tolle teaches us that if we learn to fully accept every situation, we can free ourselves mentally and emotionally. Whenever an unpleasant situation arises, ask yourself, can I change this right now? If yes, take action and change it. If no, accept it and stay calm. When you cannot change a situation, your peace lies in accepting it. Whenever you find yourself complaining, feeling angry, or feeling disturbed, recognize it. Then tell yourself, I accept this situation because changing it is not in my hands right now. Worrying about something beyond your control is simply wasting your mental and emotional energy. We only have 3 choices in any situation. Keycap 1. Complain. This is so unfair. Why does this always happen to me? Result, your mind remains restless, and suffering continues. Keycap 2. Resist. I can't accept this. I hate this situation. Result, stress, anger, and anxiety increase. Keycap 3. Surrender, acceptance. I fully accept this situation. I will observe this without any mental resistance. Result, your mind becomes peaceful, and you can make better decisions. Acceptance doesn't mean you can't bring change, it simply means you are freeing yourself from unnecessary mental resistance and suffering. What does true acceptance, surrender, mean? Surrender does not mean giving up. It is not a negative thing. It means, I am not running away from my present situation, I am fully seeing and understanding it. Only when you fully accept something do you gain the real power to change it. A simple exercise to experience the power of now. If you truly want to live in the now, try this simple experiment. Keycap 1. Sit quietly for a few seconds. Keycap 2. Observe everything happening around you without forming any opinion. Keycap 3. If a negative feeling arises, allow yourself to feel it, but don't try to change it. Keycap 4. Say to yourself, I fully accept this moment. When you do this, you will notice that your mind instantly becomes calm. 3 major benefits of acceptance. Eliminates stress and anxiety. Brings deep inner peace. Helps you make better decisions in every situation. Living in the now makes life easier because you learn to accept things as they are. The most important message of this chapter. Our suffering doesn't come from what happens in life, it comes from how we accept it. When we stop resisting and start accepting, life becomes simpler and more peaceful. Acceptance doesn't mean you stop trying to improve situations, it means you free yourself from unnecessary mental struggle. To live in the now. Recognize your resistance. Learn to fully accept every situation. Free yourself from unnecessary complaints and stress. Change what you can, and accept what you cannot. A thought-provoking question for you. If you accept every situation fully, without complaints or resistance, wouldn't your life become more peaceful and joyful? To find out, listen to the next chapter. Chapter 6. Connect with your inner body to attain mental peace. In the previous chapter, we learned that true peace comes only when we fully accept every situation. We also understood that complaints and resistance are the real causes of our suffering. Now, in the 6th chapter, Eckhart Tolle teaches us how we can connect with the present moment through our inner body and attain mental peace. What is the inner body, and why is it so important? The inner body is not just our physical body, it is our deep inner energy that connects us to the present moment. When we stay connected to our inner body, our mind remains calm, and we feel more aware in life. How to recognize if you are disconnected from your inner body. If you experience these 3 things frequently, you might be disconnected from your inner body. Keycap 1. Constant stress and anxiety. Keycap 2. An unstoppable flow of thoughts. Keycap 3. An inability to feel your body's presence. If your answer to any of these is yes, it means you have lost touch with your inner body. The art of feeling your inner body. To reconnect with your inner body, follow this simple technique. 1. Focus on the energy in your body. Right now, at this moment, shift your attention to your palms. Can you feel a slight tingling sensation in them? Now, gradually extend this awareness to your feet, chest, and your entire body. 2. Take deep breaths and feel your body's presence. Whenever your mind starts wandering too much, focus on your hands, feet, or stomach. Slowly, you will begin to connect with your inner body and return to the present moment. Benefits of connecting with your inner body. Freedom from anxiety, fear, and uncertainty. Shifting focus away from overthinking and into the now. Reduced stress and better physical health. A sense of confidence and inner strength. A thought-provoking question for you. Whenever your mind feels restless, what do you do first? Do you feel that restlessness, or do you try to distract yourself with external things? Think about this, and in the next chapter, discover even deeper ways to attain inner peace. Chapter 7. How to free yourself from overthinking and calm your mind. In the previous chapter, we learned that by connecting with our inner body, we can live in the present moment and gain mental peace and inner strength. Now, in Chapter 7, Eckhart Tolle teaches us how to break free from the habit of overthinking and calm our minds. Does your mind keep thinking non-stop? Have you ever noticed that your mind never stops, even when you want it to? A single thought keeps repeating in your head. Past mistakes or future worries don't leave you alone. Even at night, thoughts keep running, making it hard to sleep. If this happens to you, you are trapped in the cycle of overthinking. The biggest truth, your mind is not equal to you. Tolle reveals a deep truth. Your mind is not your master, it is just a tool. But if you don't control it, it will start controlling you. The first step to breaking free from overthinking is to understand that you and your mind are not the same. 3 powerful ways to overcome overthinking. 1. Learn to observe your thoughts. Whenever a thought arises, catch it and say to yourself, "This is just a thought, it is not me." When you start watching your thoughts as a spectator, they begin to lose their power. Example. If a negative thought appears, "I'm afraid I will fail." Immediately recognize it and say, "This is just a thought, not the truth." The moment you become aware of your thoughts, they start losing their impact. 2. Create a gap between thinking and reacting. Whenever a thought arises, instead of reacting immediately, create a small pause, gap. This gap frees you from unnecessary thinking and gives you control over your mind. Example. If someone says something that makes you angry, instead of reacting instantly, take 3 deep breaths. pause and reflect. This small gap gives you time to think clearly and respond wisely. 3. Focus on your breath to return to the present moment. When your mind is racing with thoughts, shift your focus to your breathing. Every time you take a deep breath, your attention moves away from thoughts and into the present. Spend just 5 minutes every day focusing on your breath. Notice how your mind instantly calms down. The power of now, how to escape unnecessary thinking. Tolle explains that our mind overthinks only when we are not in the now. How to practice living in the now. Whenever a thought arises, ask yourself, is this thought necessary right now? If the answer is no, let it go and focus on the present moment. Fully experience what is happening around you. The sounds, the sights, the presence of your body. The more you stay in the now, the less your mind will overthink. Shift from thinking to living. The best way to escape overthinking is to replace thinking with experiencing. When eating, feel the taste, don't think. When walking, feel your steps, don't think. When talking to someone, just listen, don't prepare a reply in your head. When you fully experience each moment, the need to think reduces, and life becomes clearer and more peaceful. The most important message of Chapter 7. Your mind is not your master, you can control it. To break free from overthinking. Watch your thoughts as a spectator. Create a gap between thinking and reacting. Focus on your breath and return to the present. Shift from thinking to truly living. A thought-provoking question for you. If you could learn to control your thoughts, wouldn't you be able to live every moment with more joy and peace? Find the answer in the next chapter. Stay tuned for the complete audiobook. Chapter 8. Bring awareness into relationships and experience true love. In the previous chapter, we learned how to free ourselves from overthinking and gain control over our minds. Now, in Chapter 8, Eckhart Tolle explains that relationships have the power to bring both joy and pain. But if we bring awareness into our relationships, we can experience true love and inner peace. Have you ever wondered why relationships, which should bring happiness, often cause pain? Tolle reveals that the root cause of relationship problems is ego and dependency. When we expect too much from our partner. When we rely on them to make us happy. When we attach relationships to control, jealousy, or insecurity. The truth is, we feel incomplete within ourselves and expect someone else to complete us. But no one can truly make us happy from the inside, only we can do that for ourselves. Is your relationship love or dependency? What is dependency? If you love someone only because they fulfill your needs, it's not love, it's dependency. And when they fail to meet your expectations, you feel hurt. Example. If you believe, my partner makes me happy, it means you are dependent on them. But if the same partner ignores you, you instantly feel pain. This is because your happiness was never truly yours, it was borrowed. What is true love? True love gives freedom, not attachment. When you love someone without depending on them for happiness, it is true love. Love comes from within, not from external sources. Example. If you love someone without expectations, your love is pure. How to bring awareness into relationships. Keycap 1. See your relationship as a mirror. Tolle explains that your relationship is a reflection of you. The problems you see in your partner actually exist within you. Example. If you feel, my partner doesn't love me enough, it may be a sign that you don't love yourself enough. Most people attach their relationships to past memories or future expectations. But if you simply stay present with your partner, most problems will disappear. When talking to your partner, listen to them completely, without judgment or reaction. Keycap 2. How to avoid ego in relationships? Avoid the mindset of I am right, and you are wrong. Understand your partner's emotions instead of judging them. Stay calm during conversations and remain present. If you practice these 3 things, your relationship will become more positive, peaceful, and loving. Can you be happy alone? If you can't be happy alone, it means you are not truly connected to yourself. How to do this? Enjoy your own company. Spend time with yourself daily, without screens, conversations, or distractions. Ask yourself, can I be happy alone? If your answer is yes, then you can be happy, healthy, and independent in any relationship. The most important message of Chapter 8. True happiness in relationships comes when we stop depending on our partner and fully accept ourselves. To bring awareness into relationships. Understand the difference between true love and dependency. See relationships as a mirror. Every problem begins within. Let go of ego and accept your partner as they are. Learn to be happy alone. Only then can you truly experience happiness with someone else. A thought-provoking question for you. If you could love without being dependent on your partner, wouldn't your relationship become deeper and more beautiful? Find the answer in the next chapter. Stay tuned for the complete audiobook. Final chapter. Find true peace and happiness through surrender. In the previous chapter, we learned how to bring awareness into relationships and understand the difference between love and dependency. Now, in the 9th and final chapter, Eckhart Tolle teaches us how we can achieve true peace and happiness through surrender. What is the true meaning of surrender? When we hear the word surrender, we often think it means giving up or accepting defeat. But Tolle explains that true surrender means fully accepting life as it is in the present moment. It does not mean that we stop taking action. It means that we accept the reality of now without internal resistance. Why do we struggle with life? Our mind is constantly filled with thoughts like, if my childhood had been different, I would be more successful today. If I had more money, I would be happy. If people loved me more, my life would be better. But this constant resistance is what makes us suffer. Whenever we tell ourselves, this should not have happened, or why did this happen to me? We create pain within our own minds. 3 simple ways to practice surrender. Keycap 1. Fully accept your current situation. Surrender does not mean that you stop trying to improve your situation. It means first fully accepting it, and then taking the right actions. Example. If you are unhappy with your job, instead of constantly thinking, I should quit this job. First, fully accept your current reality. Then, calmly think about what you can do to improve it. Keycap 2. Be fully present in the moment. Once you accept a situation completely, you automatically become present in the now. Whenever you face a challenge, ask yourself, am I trying to escape this moment, or am I fully accepting it? The moment you accept it, your mind calms down, and you begin to see better solutions. Keycap 3. See everything as a lesson. Nothing in life is truly good or bad, everything is a learning experience. If you start seeing every situation as an opportunity for growth, nothing will ever disturb you. Example. If someone betrays you, instead of feeling heartbroken, ask yourself, what did this experience teach me? This mindset will bring you inner peace and confidence. Benefits of surrender. You will experience less mental stress. You will understand life more deeply. Your relationships will become more peaceful and loving. You will start seeing opportunities instead of problems. Does surrender mean doing nothing? Absolutely not. Surrender does not mean that you stop solving your problems. It means first accepting your reality and then taking the right steps. Example. If you are struggling financially, first fully accept your situation. Then, calmly think about what steps you can take to improve it. When you approach life with this mindset, you will feel strong and peaceful in every situation. The most important message of this book. The Power of Now teaches us that the root of all suffering is that we do not live in the present. Our mind is always in the past or the future, but real life is happening now. If we learn to control our thoughts, we can experience true peace. Awareness and self-reliance bring real love in relationships. Accepting life fully frees us from inner struggles. How can you apply this knowledge in your life? Keycap 1. Practice living in the present moment every day. Whenever your mind wanders, ask yourself, what is happening in this moment? Observe the sounds, sights, air, and sensations in your body. Keycap 2. Become the observer of your thoughts. When a negative thought arises, notice it and say, this is just a thought, not my reality. This practice will keep your mind calm and help you feel happier. Keycap 3. Bring awareness into your relationships. Love your partner and family without expectations. Listen to them fully, without judgment or reaction. If someone makes you angry, take 3 deep breaths before responding. Keycap 4. Adopt the practice of surrender. Fully accept every situation in life, then take action to improve it. Ask yourself in difficult times, what can I learn from this? See every challenge as an opportunity. A thought-provoking question for you. If you fully accepted every situation in life, wouldn't you always feel peace and happiness? The answer lies in applying these lessons to your daily life. The Power of Now is not just a book, it is a new way of living. If you apply this wisdom, your mind will be calm, your relationships will improve, and you will experience true happiness. So make a promise to yourself today. From now on, I will fully live and accept every moment of my life. Thank you, and embrace the incredible power of now. Friends, that's all for today's audiobook. I hope you learned something new and valuable. If you haven't liked the video yet, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, let me know in the comments how you liked this audiobook and which book or topic you would like to hear next. Let's meet again in another exciting and powerful audiobook. Until then, stay happy and keep your family happy. As always, I'll say once again, do something so remarkable that the world wants to be like you.